There's always How's it going, Talk Forest TV? My name is Jack and welcome to my preview of the Championship season. Dan asked me if I wanted to jump on a video and give my sort of preview of the season ahead, which starts only in a couple of days. I'm absolutely buzzing. I can't wait for the season to start. You know, I've been more excited for football. I missed football more in the gap from the end of the season to now than I was during the whole of lockdown, which is a bit crazy because it was a longer period of time during lockdown, but I didn't really miss football as much as I expected to be fair. But now I just can't wait to see the boys back in league action. We had that game against Barnsley, which was poor to say the least. You know, we did not play good football at all. So if we're able to bounce back with a convincing way to start the season off, that'd be incredible. I'll probably bring my QPR preview tomorrow or Friday. But Dan asked if I wanted to jump on a video talking about the season ahead, so I thought, why not? It's going to be an interesting one for us and for other clubs. Pardon me. I think it'll be a strange season, obviously because of the time it starts and the lack of fans in the ground at the start of the season. But in terms of league positions, I think it might be a bit normal, really. I think the teams coming down from the Premier League, you know, Watford have got a very good squad. They've got some very good players. So too have Norwich. They've managed to keep hold of some brilliant players. Yeah, still got Cantwell and Pukki, who we know last time Pukki was in the Championship, just what he could do. You know, you've also got Bournemouth, who, you know, they've looked good in pre-season. Whether they can replicate that in the league season, we'll have to wait and see. But again, it's going to be a difficult season to try and get anywhere above them. Obviously, you've got Brentford, who are going to be a team who are looking to get themselves promoted. Finished, obviously, runs up in the playoffs last season, so it'll be an interesting one to see how they do. Just recently sold Ollie Watkins for a fee that could rise to 33 million, and I know he's a good player and he got the player of the season in the Championship last year, but I think that is too steep. I think Aston Villa don't really operate in the transfer window very well of late. Like, they got cash for 16 million. When you look at Newcastle, got Jamal Lewis. I know he's on the other side, but they got Jamal Lewis for, I think it was 13.5, and he's got a year's worth of Premier League experience. And to be fair, Kashi has only really had one good season at right back in his career. So, you know, it'll be an interesting one to see how he does there. But I just think, you know, maybe they're not recruiting the best. They managed to stay up last season by a poor goal line technology decision. But anyway, that's not why we're here. We're here to talk about the Championship. And, you know, I think it could be an interesting one for the teams who have just been promoted. I think Wycombe are going to have their work cut out for them big time. I think everyone's going to really predict them to finish bottom. They're on a shoestring budget, and that's putting it kindly. You know, they've got a squad that work well together but don't really have much quality. They've brought in one or two good players, and I've seen you know, a few people talking about, I think his name's Horgan. He was at Preston North End. Apparently he's going to, you know, be an exciting player. He's good off the bench. But if you look at last season, they were finished bottom of the league for like all things quality-wise. You know, for passes completed, you know, for dribbles completed and stuff like that. Goals, you know, they were right down the bottom. But they just had, you know, a good team cohesion. They played well as a unit. They all bought into Gareth Ainsworth's style of play. So, you know, I think they will probably be bottom, but I don't think they'll be as bad as some people think. You know, the other team promoted, Rotherham and Coventry. I think Coventry might go down, but they'll put up a bit more of a fight. And I'd like to see Rotherham stay up. I do have family who support Rotherham, so I might be being a bit biased. But I think, you know, if they can bring in one or two more players, could be an interesting one for them. You know, I think Coventry have done well, bringing in Ben Sheaf and obviously Tyler Walker amongst other players. I said that Rotherham would stay up and Coventry would go down. I think I might go the other way. I might go the other way, actually, and say Coventry stay up and Rotherham go down, just thinking about it a little bit more as I went along there. I think it'll be the other way around. I'd like to see Rotherham stay up, but I don't know. It could be a bit of a difficult one. I think Sheffield Wednesday could have a decent season, but with that 12-point deduction, they're not really going to be in that sort of playoff area without the deduction. So with the deduction, they'll be right down there, probably going down, to be honest. They made some decent transfers. I think they brought in Windass, amongst others, but I think you could see them. You could see them going down. Maybe not deservedly in terms of the points they've got. They might be, safe in mid-table, but I think with the deduction, it could put them down. If you're looking at a dark horse kind of team, Barnsley, I don't think they'll be near the bottom like they were last season. They played us in the Carabao Cup and they didn't look like the best quality wise, but they put in a shift, got a very lucky goal, but they did it. They did what they needed to do. They were strong, they were combative, and under Gerhard Struber, they're looking a side. Beat Brentford on the final day. They're looking like a very decent team. So I could see them finishing around the mid-table area as opposed to the relegation scrap area where they have been pretty much every time they've been in the Championship of late. And then, I don't know, I think looking a bit more up the table, obviously look at Millwall, how they did last season, just missing out on playoffs. They tend to either be around the playoff area or around the sort of relegation scrap area. I remember a couple of seasons ago they just missed out on the playoffs, and if I remember rightly, I think they nearly went down the next season. So I think with the deals they've done, bringing back Ryan Woods, Mason Bennett, getting Troy Parrott, I think that could be really good for them. Gary Rowett's got something good going on at the Den, so they could have a promising season. As for us, I'd like to say, oh yeah, we're going to walk the league, it's going to be really easy. I don't think it will. I think we might have to settle for playoffs. Obviously, I want to go up automatically or by winning the league, but I think for us, we'll probably be in the middle of that sort of playoff area. Fourth or fifth for me. I think we'll be around that sort of area. If Sabri can maybe develop a second system, where we're a bit more dominant on the ball, we're a bit more attacking instead of trying to go long and sit deep, then I could see us maybe pushing a bit higher. But with the style of football we play, we might get stung by some of the bigger teams. We should be okay against some of the smaller teams, I think. Well, actually, saying that would do. It's more the other way around, actually, now I think about it. Against some of the bigger teams, we'll be alright. We'll be able to spring them on the counter. But you look at some of these lower league sides, they might, like a Barnsley, they'll see that we're sitting back and they might go for it a bit more, So I don't know what I was waffling about earlier about then. Sorry about that. But yeah, I think it'll be a really interesting season. I'm really looking forward to seeing how it pans out. I think going up, if I had to do a going up and going down prediction, I'll say going down will be for me Wycombe, Rotherham, and Sheffield Wednesday. Going up, I will say Norwich, Watford, and I'd like to say us, but it'll probably be Bournemouth. I think the playoffs will be between us, Bournemouth, and Brentford. And if I had to put a name to it, I'll probably, non-biased, I'll say Brentford. Biased, I'll say us. But yeah, who knows? The Championship is a very funny league. Wycombe could have a double promotion, end up winning the league unbeaten. Who knows? That's the Championship for you. But yeah, if you did enjoy this video, please smash the like button, subscribe if you are new around here, and come on you Reds.